What's happening, fellas? I wish there wasn't a thing as copyright infringement. Otherwise, I'd be playing some sick music through these for you. But I wanted to talk about my side gig today. This is one of my side gigs I got into is Pro Audio. So in talking with the owner of Sonofinity, I had brought up a subwoofer up here to the makerspace so that I could plug it into the TV here. I figured we'd have a little more bass, a little bit more sound out of it. It was a subwoofer box with a 15 and two 6x9s, and I thought it sounded good. But he literally kind of laughed at it and was like, no, this isn't going to do. And, we're just going to throw away the box and the subwoofer and build a new sound system. So this was about 3 months ago, and I started talking to him. I was like, okay, if my box is so bad you want to throw it away, what would be good? What would be a kick-ass sound system? So the first thing we came up with was this. So this is another prototype box. This is not anything great right here, but to understand it, this is an 8-inch driver, and this is a 10-inch passive radiator, and there's another 10-inch passive radiator over here. So Sonofinity is the only commercial subwoofer company, that Pro Audio company, that uses passive radiators. So what that means is it looks like a woofer, it moves like a woofer, but there's no magnet, there's no speaker, nothing is powering this. So when you end up turning this guy up, the sound resonance from the 8 is what pushes this, and then when this starts vibrating, it gives you a deeper, lower bass, and you can tune what frequency those are going to be good for. So it's quite interesting. Now, man, I just had another idea too. I was very curious on. Okay, so I'll have to talk to Bill about that. I literally had a light bulb moment in the middle of me doing this video, so sorry for my glitch there. But yeah, so this was the box we're going to design. The next prototype design is 2 8s and 4 10s in a much better designed box. This box is actually too big. So one of the advantages of using passive radiators is you want them in a smaller box. So there's no other air ports, but the passive radiator is considered a port. The passive radiator is like having, I think it's like an 18-foot port. So that's kind of the effect that gives, but it's completely impractical to have an 18-foot port, and that would also reduce your response in other areas where this keeps the response in other areas. So it's a really neat design. But then what we've done up here is we 3D printed a speaker pod, and it's got a 4-inch on one side and a 6x9 on the back side. So what that's doing is it's diffracting the sound waves off the walls. So as you're in the center of the room, you're getting real good coverage from the 4 inches, but as you go to the edges of the room, the 6x9 is filling it out real well. So like right here, I'd be hearing the 4-inch, I hear it, and then somewhere about here, the 6x9 starts taking over, and you hear the 6x9 real clear. And it's this really neat. I haven't really experienced this before, and I've been going in and out of clubs. I've heard good sound that really covers the room, but they're generally, all those speakers are directional, so you have to point a speaker in the direction that you want sound. So if you want sound below that speaker, you got to have a speaker pointing at it over there. With this, it's shooting it in one direction and then bouncing it off the other, so you're getting a much fuller sound. So like as I walk like under this speaker, I can tell that the majority of the noise that I'm hearing is coming from above me in this area, but I'm hearing it like all over here, and I'm still getting fullness from over here of that speaker. And as I'm moving throughout the room, I can't find any dead spots here. So I'm just so super impressed with this. I was like, I've got to share this. I'm texting people about it. So I figured I would just do a quick video, because this is super impressive and super fun. It's been about 2 months in the making of designing these 3D printed boxes. Each one of these are our prototypes, is a little different than the other, mostly all in the internals. The next design will have a 6-inch in front with still a 6x9 in back, but there'll be different drivers. So right now we have some, Pioneer 4 inches in the front here, Kickers in the front there, and then there's Kicker 6x9s all around in the back. These speakers combined are only like $120 for the pod. The new speakers we're gonna get are about $350 for the speakers for one pod. So for one 6-inch and one 6x9, it's like $350. So it'll be a much more premium speaker, and that's kind of what we're going for, is the highest end premium line. But yeah, with those in, the new box design, and our new Pack 20, this is really going to sound a lot better than any club I've been to. I mean, it already sounds better than, I would say, probably 60 to 70% of the clubs I've been in. I mean, I've heard some clubs that are much louder and that have more punch. I don't have the subwoofer hooked up right now, so I'm only getting bass from the 6x9s, but they have a nice little punch to them. The 6x9s are really decent. I've always enjoyed car audio, and now that I've hooked up with Bill at Sonofinity, it's so much better. Oh man, I did so well with the wiring, and then that fell down. I gotta fix that. Ignore that. But everything else is wired up real nice. We hung it in the rafters with some bolts, and so there's just a little holder on the top of it, and I ran a bolt through it, and then one end of the chain on either side. And they don't move when turned up or anything loud. They're stable, but you can go up there and knock it, and it would move. It'd shake in a heavy windstorm maybe. But anyways, this is my side gig. So if you're into pro audio, if you're into home audio, car audio, you want some advice or help, we'd love to help out. I'll potentially be selling our final designs in the future if you wanted to print your own one of these. One of my goals here, as you can see, I did different colors, like this one here. So I painted those other two. This one is a rubberized coating. I really like the rubberized coating. Yeah, my camera's just not quite getting it, but this one I'm really proud of. This is the clear filament. So my goal is going to be to put some LEDs on the inside of that and have it micro-controlled so that we could do like equalizers or patterns or a smiley face or something inside out of the speaker. I haven't seen anything like that, so I think that'll be really, really unique. And if you're asking how much is a set like this going to cost, this is 3.5 rolls of filament per speaker. So these are heavy, heavy speakers. The print alone is approaching, 6 to 8 pounds. And then you put a little stuffing in it, and you put the 2 speakers in it. So it's like about a 10-pound box. If I retail that at like 3 days, I think it's like 1.5 to 2 days is what I'm averaging on printing. I can definitely get that down, but these boxes are most likely going to be several $100s. Retail minimum like $200 probably per one. And then when we put a $500 set of 6x9s and a $350 set of 6 inches, that's going to be for a pair $850 worth of speakers just for 2 of them. $1,600 or $1,900 if you wanted a set of 4. It's going to add up really quick. So this isn't a sound system for the people who don't have money. This is a high-end system. That's kind of what Bill's going for. I'm all about budget audio, but there is something to say about spending some good money and having a good design. Even with just these kickers and everything, I'm hella impressed with this. Like really, really impressed. So I can't wait to get the expensive drivers. I don't even have that kind of money yet, so I'll have to save up a little bit or wait for a nice job to come in. But right now, Pioneers and kickers, and the kickers I got back here, it sounds amazing. I would crank it up, and I wish, if you can just imagine the coolest sound, in the fullest room area, like that's what this sounds like. Like as I just walk over here, I can just hear different sounds and everything. I hope I've got music lightly playing in the background, and I hope it's light enough and I'm talking over it enough that it doesn't copyright strike me, because I don't know. It's just really, really neat. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you. I'll share some more pro audio videos. I plan on showing some of the big subwoofers. So what Bill really likes to build, and if I didn't make that clear initially, and you can go to sonofinity.com, sonofinity.com. He builds 6 to 8 to 10 foot boxes of subwoofers. If you know anything about pro audio and building stuff, a single one of his retail boxes is about 32,000 watts, and that's RMS. They max at 60-something thousand watts, using the PowerSoft X4L. And it'll take 2 of those. That's a 30-something thousand wattage amp. It's a monster. I mean, the amp alone is like, I think 16,000 retail. It's some serious money. But these boxes are so powerful, so deep, so low that they'll be literally twice the amount of money spent on other boxes. Like you could have a wall of 80 boxes. Someone already told us this. He has a wall of 80 boxes he's powered all at once. One of our boxes handicapped to beat him. That's That's how good they are. It's crazy. It's literally life changing hearing bass at the level that he brings it. So it's really really unique. And if you happen to know anyone that's a club owner that does concerts, venues, raves, festivals, those are kind of the people we're looking for as leads in Sonaffinity. So we do have a commission-based thing too. So if you have a lead, a friend that does a festival, and you want some of the best bass sound out there, as well as mids and highs, we wouldn't use this for a festival. We have actual PA speakers that are being designed and built right now. That'll be super unique, and using some 3D prints too to make the PA speakers awesome. Because where these are amazing for a club, that's not going to work for a festival when you need to throw sound 2 football fields. These guys and the ones he's designing will. But yeah, any leads and stuff we can definitely pay on if someone ends up buying a system. Our smaller systems are like $5 to $7 grand. Our bigger ones are like 30 up. Depending on how much you customize them. There's a little bit of customization options if you want to do like bulletproof glass and LED lighting and a unique paint job and stuff. But yeah, this is super super fun. I'm having a lot of fun, and we'll see what happens with this for sure. But, all right, thanks guys. Have a good day.